guys, welcome back to our art lessons today. I am going to teach you a lesson about careers in art. So a lot of you probably are wondering what you're going to do one day when you grow up. So one thing I wanted to tell you is, of course, when you are an artist, you can always teach art, and it is so fun. There's so many different jobs out there for different teachers. You don't even have to necessarily be at a high school or junior high. You could teach as an instructor at a store or in your home. There's so many things you could do. You could have a YouTube channel. So what I was going to teach you is a basic lesson that maybe you could do with me, but then you could also do it with someone else. It could be a peer, it could be a friend, it could be a brother or sister, maybe a kid in the neighborhood who needs something to do and you want to say, hey, I'm going to teach you a fun little art lesson. So first of all, I made a little chart for you guys, and you're welcome to look at this and maybe pause the video so you could take a little closer look. This is just some different information there about being a teacher that you could study and look at if that's something that you're interested in. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to do this basic sphere. Right? And we've got a value scale, and then this is just a really basic lesson that you could learn for yourself, and then you can teach to really just about anyone. All you're going to need is some paper. You don't need a giant paper, you just need any paper really. And notice I use different kinds of things here. Whatever you want to do is fine with this. I'm just going to have a basic pencil for today. So what you want to do to start off, you're just going to draw a circle, and it's okay if it's not a perfect circle, right? So what you could even do is maybe you go over the circle a couple times. You could even trace something out, that's fine. And then you're going to create an ellipse. Now, ellipse is like a circle that is stretched out, right? So I'm going to just put that in there. Now you want to imagine your light source is coming from the left, right? Here's our little sun shining down. So our shadow is going to be bigger over here. And if you want, you can even create a little value scale to start off. That's going to show you the range of tones. Now remember, values in art just means light and dark. We're going to do something called cross-hatching for this, where you do lines, and then you're going to just cross over the lines as you go. This is a real fun technique to teach anyone. See, I'm kind of making an X out of those lines because people get a little scared about shading. Shading really isn't too difficult when you know how to do it right, but sometimes it's easier to teach people a technique that they're just more comfortable with. So you're just going to make different lines on there, and you're going to add quite a lot of them in about the middle. Now you probably have all seen a crescent moon, right? That's just where you have this shape right in here, right? So what you want to do as you're adding these lines, maybe don't have so many towards the very edge of the sphere. In fact, what you can start doing is start putting some lines here at the bottom, and you want to see a little bit of light right here. That's called reflected light. The light bounces back and makes a little bit more of a light tone right near the edge. That's a fun thing that you could teach somebody. And you want to leave this part totally white. You could even make a little circle to remind yourself, hey, don't fill that part in. That's going to be your highlight. And then right in here, we're going to have our mid-tone where it's not going to be totally white, right? Our highlight's going to be pretty small, but you are just going to fill that in. Again, you can do your cross-hatching and just make it a little lighter, a little softer, a little less pressure. You can tell people, okay, when you're doing this lesson, see, this is a fun one because you get to be the teacher this time. Just tell them, okay, just imagine this is like just more of a feather touch over here, where this, you're really making bold strokes, right? And it's okay to have it, the texture be kind of crazy. That can actually make your art more fun sometimes. It's like putting an energy into the work, right? Right in here, I'm really gonna put a lot of that energy into that pencil stroke. Just make it nice and dark. And you see, you don't have to make it super dark all at once. Now you could also, again, you could do your value scale down here. You could use a ruler also if you want it to look super nice, but you could just make a couple different tones where you're starting to make this one, and do it the same way. that you're doing this. Like if you're doing just a soft shading, then do the same way over here. But if you're doing the cross hatching, then you want to do the cross hatching over here. And look how dark. See, maybe I want to go a little bit more dark then. And of course, maybe leave this one totally white. Do this one just again, very, very light. And then slightly darker. You could even do one direction at first and then come back and do the other direction. Just make sure you're getting progressively darker as you come over here. And you can always use an eraser. You don't always need to. Notice I'm not even using an eraser for this art lesson. And when you teach people, you want to make sure you can go fast enough that people can get all the information, but also slow enough that they can understand. There's kind of a balance between the two. Have you guys ever tried to teach anyone before? I bet some of you already have. It's just such a wonderful thing to be able to do. And as an artist, you have so many different careers open to you. If you can draw, there's so many things you can do, but it's always wonderful to know that yes, teaching is something that you can do with your skill. All right, see how again, I'm just building that up little by little, and it's up to you how much time you want to spend with this. If you're teaching someone that's really, really young, then again, you might want to stop right there. If you're teaching someone who is a little bit older, maybe even older than you, my first student was actually twice my age, believe it or not, then you might want to spend a little more time. And it's okay to keep some of those white spaces in there too. It's not a big deal. And again, here's this so you can see some of the other ones that I've done. And I also wanted to show you, I have, and then I'll just move that down so you can also see where I did the values. So I also have some of my artwork from a student of mine right over here. Now what she did, this is very different from this lesson, but I just wanted to share it with you just because it was so fun. Now this student, she was 10 years old, okay? She just finished this. She spent about 20 hours. That would be, you know, we have about 2 hours every week. So yeah, that's how long it took her. And she painted these, but first she sculpted them out of polymer clay and then put them all together. She even made a little plate for it. And I just wanted to show you that because I was just so proud of this student and how hard she worked as a little 10-year-old girl. And so maybe that's something, again, that you might want to consider as a career, is becoming an art teacher. You guys could do a lot of amazing things. So I hope you guys had fun with that. If you have any questions, then just please let me know in the comments. And also you can post your artwork. And if you do teach someone, maybe do 2 pictures, maybe do one of yours and one of theirs. That would be awesome. All right, you guys, I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.